welcome to the Johnny Boy channel where I bring you breaking news that's trending. All right, so I got some topics for y'all today. Today we're going to talk about fully vaccinated people can go about their business without being ridiculed. Uh, Gaza Strip is getting a lot worse with the bombings that's going on. Uh, Target has pulled Pokemon cards along with a few others because people are going a little crazy over them. Let's see. Over 1 million Americans are expected to lose their extra $300 on top of their unemployment. And the Colonial Pipeline has just paid their $5 million ransom to get all their stuff back. As well as house prices are increasing all across the world, especially here in the U.S. So let's get talking about these deals, right? One, two. One, two, three. All right, guys. So, of course, the news is breaking. Fully vaccinated people can go about their business without having to wear a mask or worry about social distancing. If you haven't been vaccinated, it looks like you're going to be on the short end of the stick for the most part. I would hate to be that person. CDC says no more mask and no more social distancing, right? Well, not too long ago, I did a story about this, and they were talking about it was going to probably be a while before we got back to normal. I guess they're starting to change their mind a little bit, right? Uh, must still wear a mask if you're going to be traveling abroad. That was one of the requirements, as well as if you're going to be riding on a bus, train, hospital, nursing homes, or going into prisons. So those places you will still be mandated to wear your mask, as well as if your local government is requiring you to. And I live in the state of Texas, so they haven't said anything about it yet. People are still wearing their masks, but I'm pretty sure they'll start to release those here pretty soon. But as far as I know, looks like it's going to be getting back to normal, right? Everybody's ready to get back to normal, start doing their everyday deals, right? Well, it was only a matter of time, right? You can only pump so much money into the economy before things start going to shit. Let's see. But the deal are these two things, right? Fully vaccinated means 2 weeks after your last dose. If you have the Johnson & Johnson, it's just one shot. 2 weeks later, you can go about your business without a mask, so to speak. The Pfizer and Moderna, after your second dose, you got to wait 2 weeks, and then you are considered fully vaccinated, right? This is contradicting, right? I just said it. We did a story not too long ago about how we're not gonna be going about our business, that the cases were starting to go up, and that we're gonna probably be doing this for a little bit longer. Well, I guess they changed their mind, right? Let's see here. More than 35% of the U.S. population has been fully vaccinated, right? So that's kind of putting it in its perspective. We still got a long way to go, but the idea is if you've been fully vaccinated, you tend to be less of a risk to others who are also vaccinated. And I highly suggest go getting vaccinated, guys. You know, if you want to get back to your normal day business, in my opinion. That was my 2 cents. Now, let's talk about another story. Over 1 million Americans are expected to lose their supplemental benefits, that extra $300 the government was giving you. And this is primarily in the Republican states. 14 states have decided to do away with this. Now, of course, if you have been collecting unemployment, you got that extra bit of money because you were entitled to it. Well, now they're trying to get rid of it. Why is that? Well, a lot of people are making more money staying at home than they are going and getting a job. Now, it's just common sense, right? You're not going to go and work for $600 a week when the government is giving you $700 a week. Just don't make no sense, right? You get to still spend time with your family, get to get everyday items that you would normally get, and it's free money, right? But free money comes with a cost, and we can thank inflation for that. Now, let's see here. Some long-term unemployed workers and gig workers will lose all benefits in some cases. That's going to be harsh, right? So some of those people that, such as Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, DoorDash drivers, so on, the gig economy, they're going to be hit the hardest because they're going to get rid of all those, right? Now, if you're in the States, the ones I'm about to mention, now these are just a few that I was able to collect, but there are 14 states, so keep that in mind. But here are a few, right? Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming. Those states will be doing away with your $300 stimulus payment here within the next couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Uh, the withdrawal will impact about 895,000 workers in about a dozen states. Now, it's just hand in hand, right? A lot of these people were collecting unemployment, and now they're going to be having that taken away. It's unfortunate, right? I love free money. I really do. I love to get free money. But I was one of the lucky ones who was employed throughout the entire crisis and didn't have to collect unemployment, but I feel for those people that are, and I wish you the best of luck, right? But some state officials are saying the reasons are that they're getting rid of this, right? Early. Now, keep in mind, this was supposed to continue all the way up until September, but some states are basically saying, yeah, take the money back, government. We don't need it. And we're going to make these people get back to work. Why is that? The labor shortages, man. There's not enough people going and getting jobs. So, one way to entice them is you make less money, got to get out and work. So, that's just one topic to really think about over these next couple of days. Now, besides that, right, I mentioned South Carolina. South Carolina's been hit the hardest with the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. And as of now, they have paid a $5 million ransom to these ransomware attackers, right? And they were called the Dark Side. Now, if you like Star Wars, which I do, the Dark Side is not typically good. Now, this group was based out in Eastern Europe. Some say it was in Russia. Some say it wasn't for Russia. But in the end, they were paid $5 million. From what I was reading, that seems to be on the low end, man. Most companies are hit with $25 million to $35 million ransomware attacks. I think the reason why they lowered that a little bit was because the government was starting to get involved. And they don't want to do that, right? They don't want the government to get inside their business. So the company paid these guys in cryptocurrency. So if you are a cryptocurrency holder, this is pretty good news for you, right? They paid them in untraceable currency for the most part, so it's going to be kind of hard to trace these guys down. Now, if I could get my hands on these hackers, I would try to employ them, man, and give me a load of money, because if they're able to do this on a large scale, who's to say what else they can do, right? Now, this isn't the first time we've been hit with ransomware. Cisco, as another company, was hit with ransomware. Microsoft was hit with ransomware. IBM was hit with ransomware. So basically, every major big tech company has been hit with this ransomware. And they're starting to talk about it now. They want to start making it better. But truthfully, I don't think so. They're not going to make it better. Once they paid these hackers, right, they gave them a decrypting tool so that they can get their stuff back. For the most part, didn't really work out. So they paid the money for no reason, because they had most of these files backed up, but I think they thought it'd be faster just to decrypt it, and didn't work out too well. So $5 million down the chute, right? I guess if you make a crap load of money off of us, what's the difference, right? $5 million is nothing. It's just dropping a bucket for these guys. But they say it's about to get back to normal, so no more hoarding gas and filling up gas bag or trash bags in the back of your car. It's illegal to do that, by the way. So if you're doing that, you might want to stop. All right. It's getting worse in Gaza, man. So tensions have escalated to a point where Israeli military are amassing along the border, and they might invade. Now, who knows, right? Who knows what's going to happen? But these people are going through some tough stuff right now. And Israeli tanks, artillery, and warplanes have unleashed 4 nights of bombardment. And they've been assaulting Gaza, man. So apparently the Hamas like to hang out in this area. And the Israelis are like, hey, we know where you hang out at. And I don't know if Hamas has a good defense system, but the Israeli defense has what they call the Iron Dome. And we had a helping hand in that, giving that to them. Basically what that means is if a rocket is shot up and it's coming towards their way and it's going to hit a populated city, Israeli military can track that, shoot another missile, and intercept it in midair before it even comes to the ground. Now, there is a few that get through, in a sense. Can't get all of them, but it's pretty cool to watch the videos when they're hitting them up in midair. That's just a few things that the Americans have done, and they kind of keep it on the down low, right? Bands of Jewish and Arab citizens are clashing. Now, why are they clashing? Well, I think they hate each other, And there's been a few celebrities that have gone online and said some pretty wicked stuff, man. And Man, it's going to look gnarly for them later on down the road when this is all settled out, right? But Hamas has now fired hundreds of rockets into Israel. And like I was saying, some of those have actually gotten through. And the Israeli military is not too happy about that. The casualties are rising between both sides. So, yeah, there's a lot of people dying, mostly on the Hamas side. And they're looking at about 1,700 rockets have been fired between the two places, right? That's a lot of freaking rockets, man. Who would think they had that many, to be honest? And they're saying that it's supposed to get worse in the next couple days. Airports are closed in Israel because they're afraid they're going to get shot out of the sky, pretty sure. And diplomats are trying to bring a ceasefire, but it's going to take some time. And they don't look like they're going to calm down anytime soon. There's a lot of people there that have lost everything. And there's one story I read where a guy was in the one of the high rise of buildings when a buddy had called him and told him to get the hell out of there. And he basically left with the clothes on his back. And when he got out, the entire place crumbled to the ground. Now that sucks, dude. Just saying, that really sucks. All right, so I'm gonna talk to you about the next deal, man. Now, if you're a Pokemon card trader, I would suggest you pull out your books and stick them on eBay, right? Because they're going for some freaking ridiculous amount of money, and who knows why, right? You know, there's the special editions and the early editions that came out. Now, I love Pokemon growing up. I never kept any of my cards. I did keep my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but didn't turn out too well for those either, so I got rid of those. You know, who knows? They may come to be a little bit more pricey, but it's just not Pokemon cards. It's MLB cards, NBA cards, NFL cards. Their target is pulling all of them off the shelves for their employees' safety. Now, the thing is like I was saying, these cards are going for ridiculous amounts of money. Ridiculous. Hundreds to thousands of dollars for some of these cards. And there's in some instances where these people are camping outside and trying to get as much as they can. One guy in Japan, I kid you not, came down through the ceiling off a rope and stole over $9,000 of Pokemon cards. I don't know if he's been captured or not, but it's in Japan and they got cameras everywhere there. So they're going for ridiculous amounts of money right now. But like I was saying, they're pulling them off the shelves by May 14th. So I think that's tomorrow. Actually, they're gonna start pulling those off. So if you the only way for you to get these cards actually is you're gonna have to go online to get them, and who knows, right? They might be sold out by then. Some early edition cards are fetching in upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars online. Now that's online. Don't mean you can get that in real person. Now if you go online and probably see you might get lucky, whatever, what have you. But to be honest, who knows, right? I think that if you have those cards, I say hold on to them for a little while because if they're going up in price now, imagine how much they're going to be worth. They could be your retirement nest egg. Who would have think you'd be able to retire off your Pokemon cards, right? Wish I would have kept them. Uh, but in some instances, right, it's getting a little bit worse, right? One man pulls a gun on someone after they attacked him in the parking lot. They don't know what kind of cards he was after. They don't say that in the story. But in the end, man, the guy pulled a gun out and said, come mess with me. And they end up taking off, right? But like I was saying, right, it's not just Pokemon cards. It's all those collector cards that people are trying to get their hands on. Now, home prices are increasing throughout the entire world, man. And part of which here in the U.S., it's starting to get a little bit more pricey. What I mean by that is for 10 homes that you could have built 3 years ago, now you can only build 3 for the same amount of money. That's how much it's gone up. I think it's like somewhere like 300% has gone up. And I was talking with a buddy of mine, and he bought his house for $275,000, and that's a pretty good home here in Texas for that amount of money. And he's probably lived in it less than 2 years, and that value has gone up to now $350,000. What do I see coming along the horizon? Real estate bubble. Yep. So you may be paying a lot more money now, right, to get your house now. But let's just say the market stabilizes. Now, your neighbor has paid $275,000 as an example for his home, and right across the street, you've had to pay an upwards of over $300,000 for your home. So now you're going to be upside down once the market stabilizes. And then who's going to be left holding the bag, right? The banks. Because you're going to sell your house anyways, right? Doesn't matter. You may even forfeit on it. But in the end, the banks are going to lose, but then the banks always pass it on to us. So it's a never-ending cycle. So that's what I see coming along the ways. It's a real estate bubble, and I hate to say it, now's not a good time to get into a house. I'd wait till the market stabilize and then you can get into a house. So that's just one deal. And just for kicks and giggles, right? I read another article. I don't know if this is really worth bringing up, but a Dallas woman had been evicted wrongfully. What I mean by that is her neighbors downstairs were supposed to be evicted, and her apartment number, I believe, was 1712. Well, they were supposed to evict 1721, and that was right below her. And what did they do? They threw all her stuff in a dumpster, and they basically said, "You are not allowed to come back on this property." And she's like, "Dude, I just paid my rent, man. What are you talking about? I'm not supposed to be evicted." And they said, "Oh, yep, our bad. We didn't mean to do that. Here's a $200 gift card. Sorry for the inconvenience." Right? Oh man, how mad would you be, right? Now, I don't know if renters insurance would cover something like that, but if you did have renters insurance and something like that did happen, man, it would be a field day. But she did set up a GoFundMe page to raise some money to buy her kids some toys and just some lost items, because they did throw away a lot of his teddy bears and some of his toys in the dumpster, and they're not going to replace any of it. And news agencies have been trying to reach out to this apartment agency. I'm not going to put them on record, but I'm pretty sure you can look it up. The story's going around and it's pretty trending right now. But if you want to help out, go donate to that lady and help her son get some more toys. Now, that's all I got for y'all today. Nothing too crazy went on other than not being able to wear masks. If you stay tuned and you subscribe, you can see the videos that I post daily and stay informed. I bring you the trending news that is going around, so you don't have to do too much legwork. And you can always double check my stories, right? But in the end, right, appreciate y'all coming and checking out the video. And until next time, see you later.